What is going on, everyone? This is going to be week 8 of Sam versus Madden, and those are our current records. This was the score of Thursday Night Football's game between the Bills and the Bucks, and Madden got that prediction correct, picking the Bills, as did I, as we both are able to start off 1-0 this week. And we're going to hop into our second game played this week between the New York Jets and the New York Giants. So it's the New York Bowl or the New Jersey Bowl or whatever you want to call it. Is what the game's going to be played. Both these teams have this as their home stadium, so it's not really that much of an away game for the New York Jets. Both these teams able to win last time they played. Giants won last week, Jets won 2 in a row, and now they had a bye week last week. So they're definitely going to be well rested. We'll see if the Giants can keep pace or if the Jets can keep their pace. And it looks like Madden thinks the Giants are going to keep their win streak alive and drop the Jets' losing streak down to 1, having the Giants win this one 28-14. And I think the Jets got this one 23-17. So me and Madden have our first disagreement this week. All right, our next game is going to be between the Jags and Steelers. Both of these teams sitting pretty, only 2 losses on the year for both teams. Jags are 5-2, and the Steelers are, I believe they're 4-2. Yeah, they're 4-2. And we'll see what Madden thinks is going to happen here. Both these teams definitely want to stay on track. Obviously, you're in the NFL, you want to win. And it looks like Madden thinks that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one, 28-21. And I agree. I think the Jags got this one as well, except my score is going to be a little different. I think it's going to be 24-17. But yeah, I just think they're a more, clean team than the Steelers. All right, our next game is going to be an NFC East clash between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Commanders have looked shaky after starting off the year 2-0, and the Eagles able to get back on track after losing to the Jets last week with a win over the Dolphins. And we'll see what Madden thinks is going to happen in this NFC East clash. And it looks like they think the Eagles will dominate in this game because they have the Eagles winning this one with a score of 37-10. So it wasn't really particularly close at all for this game. And I definitely agree the Eagles are going to win, but I have this feeling it's going to be closer than what people think. I have the Eagles winning this one 27-24 because it's a divisional clash, so you never really know with these types of games. Anyway, our next game is going to be between the Rams and Cowboys, and both of these teams, the Cowboys are sitting at 5-2, but they definitely got humbled a little bit when they played the 49ers, and they were able to have a bye week last week, so they didn't lose or anything. But obviously, we have to see if they're willing to recover from that. And the Rams lost to the Steelers last week, and they're at 3-4. So both these teams looking shaky these past couple weeks. And it looks like the Cowboys are going to win this Madden simulation 21-14. And I actually think the Rams are going to win this one. I have them winning 20-17 just because I feel like Stafford is better than Dak Prescott. That's just my opinion. But anyways, our next game is going to be between the Vikings and Packers. It'll be an NFC North clash. Vikings able to beat the 49ers last week on Monday Night Football with a huge shock. And the Packers, they lost to the Denver Broncos, and that's about the lowest they could possibly get. So they definitely want to try and get back on track. Vikings want to stay on track. And it looks like Madden thinks the Packers are going to win 27-24 despite having a big lead. So I guess it's good they think Packers are going to stay if you're a Packers fan. A little concerning, though, that that's how they had to win. I think the Vikings are going to win. I think they're just a better team. I'm winning 28-24, so I'm altering the score a little bit, but not by much. All right, our next game is going to be Arthur Smith's return to Tennessee as his Falcons play the Titans. And I have a feeling this game's going to be really low scoring just because both of these teams like to run the ball a lot, especially the Falcons. And Falcons are sitting at 4-3. They're doing pretty well, except for Desmond Ridder. He's been terrible. The Titans aren't doing so good. They need to get back on track, and we have to see if Madden thinks that's going to happen. And apparently they do think they are going to win this game with a score of 17-14. So I guess Madden thinks the Titans will just get back on track this week. And I don't agree. I think the Falcons are going to keep winning, and I have them winning 17-14. So it's the same score, but it's going to be the other team winning instead of the Titans. All right, our next game is going to be an AFC East clash between the Patriots and the Dolphins. Patriots were able to shockingly beat the Bills last week, and the Dolphins were able to, or actually they weren't able to beat the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. So the Patriots trying to ride their momentum into this game. Dolphins trying to snap their one-game losing streak if they can. As right now, the Patriots, they were up, and now the Dolphins are up. And the Patriots took the lead. It's going back and forth a little bit. Patriots up by 7. Dolphins do score, though, take it to overtime. It looks like they just barely win this game. They were really had to fight for this one, as they win this one 28-22. As it's a little sketchy of a win, but I guess a win's a win. I think the Dolphins are going to win more convincingly. I have them winning 31-21. All right, our next game is going to be between the Saints and the Colts, and both these teams were unable to win last week. Saints because all the miscues they had and Derek Carr not being at his best, and the Colts, they got screwed by the refs against the Cleveland Browns. So yeah, both these teams, you could definitely make an argument that these teams had the most frustrating losses out of anyone. I mean, that's obviously very debatable, but that's just something you could mention. And it looks like Madden thinks the Saints are going to take this one from the Colts with a score of 27-24. And I do not agree. I think the Colts got this one 23-20. I think they have a better head coach. I think they've got better quarterback situation. So I have them winning that game. All right, our final 1 o'clock game, assuming none of the games get flexed, is going to be Houston Texans versus Carolina Panthers. And it's going to be the first two overall picks of this last year's draft playing against each other. CJ Stroud versus Bryce Young. So this should be an interesting game just to see how they play against each other. It seems that right now that CJ Stroud is the better quarterback, but obviously you can't tell this early into their career. And the Panthers have yet to get a win until now, according to Madden, as they beat the Texans 27-24. And I'm definitely not picking the Panthers. I got the Texans winning this one 28-17. As that'll conclude our 1 o'clock games. Our first 4 o'clock game is going to be between the Cleveland Browns and Seattle Seahawks. Browns able to get a win barely over the Colts that they probably shouldn't have won, but they did. And the Seahawks are able to beat the lowly Cardinals. So yeah, both these teams, I guess, are staying on track because they both have solid records, except I think the Seahawks are a way better team just because of the way they've been playing their games. But I will say the Browns have a really good defense. That's why they even have a good record of 4-2. But Madden seems to think that the Seahawks will take this one with a score of 31-14. And I got to agree. I mean, the Seahawks, they got a better quarterback. They got a better offense. And I have a feeling that Cleveland defense is going to struggle a little bit. So I have the Seahawks winning 20-13. As our next game is going to be a rematch of 2 Super Bowls in the 80s and 90s between the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Francisco 49ers. Bengals had a bye week last week, and the 49ers probably wish they had a bye last week because they lost to the Minnesota Vikings in a game they were heavily favored to win. And yeah, that team's not really doing too great when it comes to staying on track. Bengals struggled earlier in the year to stay on track, but they've seemed to figure things out for the moment. And it looks like for this game, it looks like they think the 49ers are going to get back on track and win this game with a score of 31-28. And I'm going to have to disagree there. I think the Bengals are going to win this one. I have them winning this one 34-27. I just think they've been playing better football as of late. As our next game is going to be between the Chiefs and the Broncos, an AFC West clash that I'm not looking forward to. And we'll see how this goes. I mean, Broncos were able to beat the Packers last week, but I mean, I think that was really more just because the Packers playing bad. Chiefs able to win last week too against the Chargers, and they were able to win that one by 14 points, so they definitely are without a doubt the best team in this division. It's not even really close, as right now it is a high-scoring game, tied at 31. And it looks like Madden thinks the Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs for the first time since week 2 of 2015 with a score of 37-31. As much as I'd like for this to happen, I definitely don't see it happening. I think the Chiefs are going to win 38-13. And we're just going to not talk about that game from now on. We're going to hop into Ravens versus Cardinals. And the Ravens were able to absolutely destroy the Lions last week. And they, as I just mentioned earlier, the Cardinals were able to, I guess, lose to the Seahawks to improve their draft stock. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the public thinks the Ravens are going to win this game. And Madden seems to think the same thing, as they have them scoring a bunch of late touchdowns to win this game 35-13. And I gotta agree with Madden there. I have the Ravens winning 31-13, so my score's only a little bit different. But we picked the same team, and yeah, I mean, I can't think of anyone who would pick the Cardinals to win. I mean, they don't have much talent. All right, our Sunday night game for some reason is Bears versus Chargers. The Bears able to get their second win last week against the Raiders, and the Chargers were able to get their fourth loss of the season against the Chiefs. And yeah, both these teams haven't looked too good, especially not the Bears, despite them getting a win last week. They've been underperforming like crazy, and the Chargers have been doing the same. So yeah, I don't know why this is the Sunday night game. They should honestly flex this out as Sunday night, but for the time being, it is Sunday Night Football, so that's the slot I'm putting it in. And Madden has the Bears winning this one 27-8, and I disagree. I got the Chargers winning this one 27-17, I guess, to get back on track, you know, get a win against an inferior team. Okay, our final game is going to be between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Detroit Lions. The Raiders, as I just mentioned, lost to the Bears last week against a rookie quarterback. And the Lions got embarrassed by the Ravens. So both these teams fighting angrily to win this game. And obviously, it's in Detroit, and the Lions have been playing a better games of football, as they're 5-2 compared to the Raiders 3-4. So we'll see how this game shapes out in Madden. And Madden has the Lions winning this one with a score of 28-17. And, I mean, I agree. I think the Lions will win pretty convincingly. I do think it's going to be a little more like Lions 30, Raiders 20. But yeah, that's week 8 of Sam vs. Madden. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.